The Psychological Effects of Cyberbullying by Alberto Arzola from FIU with the Computer Ethics class CGS 3095, Fall 2013. In this presentation, we'll be covering emotional impact, behavioral impact, and physical impact of cyberbullying, solutions and assistance available, and global analysis as well as ethical analysis of this technology and this issue, as well as a conclusion and references. An abstract of it, we'd like to just introduce about how technology develops and changes at an incredible rate in our present day. Unfortunately, in the name of technological progress, cyberbullying was conceived, which has developed as a new form of bullying that has integrated with technology and has quickly become an epidemic of global proportions that's affecting people of all ages and nationalities in many ways with disastrous results. This essay attempts an ethical analysis on the topic based on the consequentialist ethics and also cover the general types of effects, studies on the subject, and various types of help that is available for persons being affected by this technological epidemic. A cyberbully's computer constant attacks upon its victim can have them feel much sadness, which can easily develop into depression. In addition to this, the cyber victims report feeling anxious and afraid. Some of these young victims have reported skipping school, and as a result are affected academically as well. In contrast, other cyber victims develop feelings of anger towards their bully and their bully's friends. And these feelings can easily develop into aggressive behavior, which can affect them also in school with misconduct and as a result have detentions or suspension. The cyber victim may go as far as taking weapons into school and use them against their cyber bullies or anyone mocking them. And the cyber victims also have reported um, that could have been physical victims from bullies at school are also more prone and likely to become online bullies themselves as a result. The cyber bullies are also known to have problems with conduct and are mostly known for their aggressive characteristics. These are likely to struggle with substance abuse as well. There are also children who are both bully victims as well as bully themselves. These tend to be rejected by the students and often at times have difficult times adjusting at school. They're also found to be easily angered and provoked by other school children, as well as even school employees and staff. Another study indicated that with preteens, the aggressive nature can dwindle as they become older, but then they can become more easily involved with cyberbullying at that time. However, another study indicated there was a close relation between those who are aggressive in school, whether verbal or physical aggression, and also being involved as an online cyberbully. A separate study also concluded that if a student was a bully victim in school, that same individual had higher probabilities of being cyberbullied online as well. Because of the integrity of cyberbullying on its victims is unknown on social websites as well as text messages via cell phones, the effects on the victims is much more destructive. Depression is normally associated with victims of physical or verbal bullies at school. However, because of this constant and uninterrupted attack on cyber victims through computers and cell phones, these are found more likely to suffer from depression in contrast to just being physically or verbally abused by bullies in person at school. This is accompanied by low self-esteem and social anxiety. The depression can reach severe levels which can lead to suicide or long-term psychological problems throughout their lives. Alarmingly, the suicide rates have also risen in recent years, as well as taking the spotlight in the news media. A recent example of this, as of making this video, was the suicide of a 12-year-old in Lakeland, Florida by the name of Rebecca Ann Sedgwick. It's been documented that cyber victims of bullying may suffer also from health and emotional issues such as stomach pains, headaches, anxiety, and depression versus those that have not been bullied. Bullied children have also had higher risk of psychosomatic problems. A study was conducted to measure the physical health outcomes of traditional bully victims and victims of cyberbullying. The intention was to determine the difference, if any, in the health outcomes of traditional bullying victims versus cyberbullying victims. Symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, problems sleeping, headaches, tension, changes in appetite, sadness, and fatigue experienced by participants within a 4-week period was documented. In addition to physical and emotional issues, it has been found that bullied children are more likely to struggle academically versus those non-bullied peers. This is due to them having higher absenteeism rates at school or simply not wanting to attend school, which results in poor grades and test scores. They were more likely, likewise, more inclined to be hyperactive and have conduct issues as well. The study was intended to focus on the effects and differences between traditional bullying and cyberbullying rather than assuming that the effects would be identical. Unfortunately, or I'm sorry, uncovering a relevant law to punish acts of bullying may be difficult to achieve. Experts debate whether or not to criminalize bullying behavior will truly deter and discourage others from engaging this type of behavior. In 2009, the Megan Meyer Cyberbullying Prevention Act was created. Also in Florida, um, the Jeffrey Johnston Stand Up for All Students Act was created and named after a teenage boy that killed himself after being bullied by classmates. Also, October was named National Bullying Prevention Month and has included a campaign focused on stopping bullying with the help of public involvement. Other types of help are work groups and group therapy, awareness investigation, as well as psychological mental health assistance. Cyberbullying has become an epidemic of global proportions. The grand majority of the population affected are persons as young as 10 years of age um, or as old as university age students in their 20s. These use a wide variety of technology which can include computers using social media websites, chat rooms, emails, as well as cell phones for text messaging and instant messaging, all of which can include pictures and video files as well as audio files. The problem is most prevalent in most developed countries, but it is not limited only to these, since third world countries are also being impacted and affected by these types of problems. Among countries that have been reporting this type of cyberbullying issues are the United States, Australia, Canada, Sweden, China, and Japan. And a study was made in the country of Turkey indicated that cyberbullying is common and prevalent among school-age children, and cyber victims can easily develop psychological problems later in life. So although there have been many programs and websites to prevent this type of issue or problems in that country, there's not been nothing that's clearly defined as a unique problem among them. The essay has covered a topic of which technology has been used from one individual to lie, harass, offend, or stalk another individual they consider deficient in some way or another. The individual that initiates this is well aware of what they're saying or displaying on either text messages or social media websites or email, uh, and are aware that it's not a fact and instead knows that they're spreading lies or rumors in order to slander or threaten the other individual. Although everyone is entitled to their own opinion, carrying out such an act of this type does not show any type of responsibility for their actions, and instead they are hoping that their intentions are carried out in some vengeful way on their victims. Therefore, this can be classified as being part of a consequentialist ethics. The cyberbully's actions are judged by their consequences that take effect on their victims. Although they may take pleasure in accomplishing their selfish goals of mocking or defaming someone, the end result can be disastrous for the victims. The victim will feel alienated, but the consequences will usually have psychological and even physical symptoms which can lead to lifelong effects or as far as suicide. So this essay was composed in order to analyze cyberbullying and the effects upon their victims. This is carried out by the use of technology, mostly through social media, text messages, or emails, in order to offend or slander another individual they may know, either at school or at some other location. The essay's purpose was to analyze the various effects these statements can cause on the victims. The victim may easily go into depression, much more than if being bullied physically by someone at school. They may also develop suicidal thoughts or simply carry them out. Thank you for watching. The following are the references. Children and Youth Services Review by Mishna, Kuri, Kasari, Kedala, and Dasyuk. Reference number 2, Journal of Adolescent Health, Cyber and Traditional Bullying, Differential Association with Depression by Wang, Nansel, and Iannotti. Reference number 3, Effects of the Kiva Anti-Bullying Program on Cyberbullying and Cyber Victimization Frequency Among Finnish Youth, Journal of Clinical Child and Adolescent Psychology. Williford, Elledge, Bolton, De Paulis, Little, and Saminavini. Reference number 4, Cyber Victim and Bullying Scale, a study of validity and reliability, computer and education, by Seton, Yaman, and Pecker. Reference number 5, Psychological, Physical, and Academic Correlates of Cyberbullying and Traditional Bullying, in the Journal of Adolescent Health, by Kowalski, Limber. And reference number 6, Bully for Months, Florida Girl Ends Life, from Miami Herald, by Lush. Reference number 7, in Florida cyberbully case, where were the parents, teachers, and friends? In Miami Herald, by Viciana Suarez. Reference number 8, psychological consequences of cyberbullying experiences among Turkish secondary school children, in the Procedia Social and Behavioral Sciences, by Baker and Tarikulu. And reference number 9, state cyberbullying laws, a brief review of state cyberbullying laws and policies, by Hinduja and Pachin.